Hey Virgo, I'm Empress Rose and I'm here to do this week's reading. These are general readings, of course. If you'd like a more personal reading, go ahead and contact me via my email listed on the descriptions. But these are general readings, so take what resonates, let go of what doesn't. Also, these are all pre-shuffled and prayed over, and so let's get going. So we start with the Oracle of Mystical Moments deck, and this is gonna give us an overall idea. I feel excited. I wonder about this reading because I feel the sense of excitement coming into it and as I was shuffling. So let's see. Something for Virgo. What's a message for Virgo? What's a message for Virgo? What's the most useful thing Virgo can do? Okay. Well, oh my goodness. Okay. Well, the first card that came out, I think, is a repeat from a couple weeks ago. This is the Can You Hear Me card. This is a deep desire to communicate deep emotional truths. And a sense of frustration in not being able to. There's a longing, a waiting. There's something off into the distance, and you have the ability to communicate that. I love how this is almost a mermaid. Look at how, like, she's just so deep into her emotions, but there's a buoyancy here too. And she's looking off into the distance, and there's something she wants to say to someone very far away. And she has the ability to say it, but there's a sense of exhaustion or hopelessness that the message is gonna reach where it needs to reach. This is possibly one of the sadder cards in the deck. And it is about communication, about stifled communication, not feeling that you can communicate or feeling that you have communicated, and just a sense of, I don't want to say hopelessness, temporary hopelessness that that it hasn't been heard. And then we have Pure Nature. This is a getting to know yourself card, understanding who you are, understanding your nature, understanding what's in your heart, understanding your own passions, and then preparing to communicate them. That's the Pure Nature card is about understanding who you are, understanding what your heart is feeling and telling you, and arranging it in a way to communicate it. And we have this bud here, which speaks about something that is ready to open. The mind is ready to open. The heart has sort of blossomed into this gorgeous red rose, there's something that's not opened yet, though. There's more to do. Keys on Trees. This is a popular card that keeps popping out. This is about being in an unusual place, a place that you don't necessarily belong. The elephant's supposed to be grounded on the ground, and here the elephant's, this is a real card of the elephant being up in its head. And being in an unusual situation that's a little bit disconcerting. The elephant does have the ability, will acquire the ability to unlock itself and come back down where it belongs, into the jungle. Right now it's got a bird's eye view, and it's going through these keys one by one, maybe a little methodically as it goes through which is the key that's going to open this up. I see this need for opening happening in these cards. This opening, this bud needs to open, this this communication doesn't want to open so much as exist and know that it's existing, this communication. But so this is a card of unlocking an unusual situation, a difficult situation, maybe a situation that's just up in your mind, unlocking that and being able to to go where you feel more comfortable or where you belong. Unlocking the means to go where you belong. And then this card has a lot of meaning to me personally, but this is the lullaby. This man, there aren't very many men in this deck, and this man isn't seeing, he's feeling. And maybe this is not necessarily being up in your head. Maybe that's where you're comfortable. Maybe this is just a place where you're not used to. Like birds are comfortable up here. Do we say birds are all up in their head when they're in the sky? No. This is just a place where you're not used to being. And maybe, and there's a little bit of discomfort here. Out of your element. And maybe this is a little bit of out of your element. We have this this musician who is not seeing, he's only feeling, but he's also resting. It says lullaby, but the lullaby appears to just be nature itself. Appears to just be a quiet moment in the soul. Even the music has stopped. And it's just, it's so deeply emotional, and the cello is one of my favorite instruments. But it's just so deeply emotional and resonant that there's almost no need to play the instrument anymore. It's just sitting there being its own silence, its own music. So we have silence here and we have silence here, even though this is called the lullaby. I think the lullaby actually is the silence. And I love how this one, nature is the music, and then we're here talking about the pure nature of your own soul. So perhaps your own soul, there's a silence here as you really listen to nature and work to get yourself into, or find yourself. So this isn't a place where you're going to be forever, but this is an unusual event. You'll eventually go back to your comfort zone, but for now you're outside of it. And you're deeply listening to the soul. I mean, both of these have, just something going on here in the heart chakra, in the heart area. Listening to nature, listening to their own nature. And there's a lot of silence. There's a song that wants to be played, but it isn't yet. But before it can be played, there needs to be like a rest and an understanding and a growth, a personal growth and internal growth. All right, so that was a lot to talk about with that deck. So we're going to move on to the Santa Muerte Tarot for the body of the reading. And again, these have been thoroughly shuffled. I'll do a little more shuffling right now. And I don't take reversals. All right. This is Virgo's past, present, internal, blocking, external, to-do list. I knew it was going to be an exciting reading or a good reading. So I don't normally read the astrological signs of the cards because I find that confusing. I mean, not for myself, but as a person that enjoys tarot, getting my own tarot read, I find it confusing and eventually you end up with all the signs out here anyway. So, but I do find it fascinating that we have the Hermit card, which is Virgo's card. So in the past, your recent past, you've done a lot of like soul searching alone. We're seeing this alone energy, this alone soul searching, understanding your own heart energy, and that's exactly what this card is. You are, dealing with your own demons. You're wrestling your own demons that might include alcohol. There's a bottle in here in this coffin with this shaggy old hermit skeleton. So this is a lot of time alone, looking to your own light, looking within for the answers, a little bit of self-isolating, so that you can figure out what's in your heart, what's your nature. So that's in your recent past, and it perfectly actually has so much to do with these two cards also. This looking within, the internal music, the internal nature. And then here you are in your little cocoon, your little coffin-y cocoon, as we have in this deck. Currently, there may be some addiction issues going on, possibly, or because in your current thing, we have the Strength card. This is a wrestling of inner demons, a wrestling of your emotions and your feelings, and it's quite active, but you are absolutely, I mean, the battle is fierce, but you are really, you can't see it there, but you are really enjoying conquering this inner demon, this using your strength. You're enjoying using your strength. It's bringing you pleasure to wrestle with this thing. So I actually get that with this dealing with an internal thing. Like there's a sense of I don't know, confidence. I love how confident this guy is, how he's just sitting there in the silence, enjoying the silence of nature as he wrestles. He's not wrestling, he's just very calm and self-possessed. And I think this card, although has zero calmness and self-possession, I think there is like a sense of joy about being able to conquer the things that you're working with, you're fighting. So this is like a test of your strength, a battle that you're currently in, an internal battle. This whole thing is talking about an internal battle, about understanding yourself, learning about yourself, and then bringing strength to bear on sort of the things that have bedeviled you in the past, and you are conquering them. I mean, it's a fierce battle, but you're working with them and you're holding them. And there's a sense here too of holding the mouth, like the hands are really around the mouth area. So there might be controlling what you're saying, gaining some control over words, over communication. Because here you seem to feel a sense of lack of control over communication, that there's communication that wants to happen. But here there seems to be control. You could pick that up. You could make the music. So I think there might be a battle about communication going on with you right now. Inside, you're happy. You have this light within that you've been working on. My gosh, you have sunshine. This is your sun card. This is just rapid growth, bluebirds singing, songs singing. Oh, look, you've got this song in your heart. You've got a song in your heart. It looks like you wish you could communicate it or communicate it more clearly. But somewhere within you is this, eternal sunshine of the soul sort of thing. And you are singing. There's a partnership. There's two guys here. They're singing together. There's a band. There's a little band here. And here there's one. And inside you have two musicians that are just traipsing. Oh, they're relaxing in the garden in the sunshine. There's just unbridled happiness within. So, and also demons that are being wrestled. Okay, hopefully you know what's going on here. And then we have, in your blocking situation, we have the Two of Swords. So this scissors is here to cut things out, only it's put together wrong and it's not cutting things out. So what I'm seeing here is that you need to put your scissors together a little better and do some pruning. It's time to prune. The scissors is here, the scissors is ready, the scissors is sharp, the scissors is not put together. You just have to put the scissors together. And there's the skull here, which makes me think that it's up in your mind. That you're having a hard time sorting things out, what's important, what's not important. And this is saying this lack of sorting, this lack of cutting things out, you need to cut things out. And that's what's blocking your situation. That might be what's blocking your communication or keeping you in an uncomfortable place. This need to prune something. and to get your pruning shears up to speed and get the blades facing the right direction. So yeah, you got something, some passionate thing in your nature that you need to communicate. You're not right now, you're resting, which is fine. But in your environment, you have the Lovers. So this is two people coming together. This divine key is coming down from the heavens. And we have this heart. We have a wounded heart that's been locked up and locked away for who knows how long. And these people are coming together. There's a serenity here. There's a passion here too. And serenity and passion are coming together, and they need to be unlocked. So, and this card is about choices, choosing a road less traveled, choosing the path of heart. And not the path of like obvious solutions, what's supposed to happen, what everybody does, what everybody says needs to happen, that kind of thing. This is a path that may be a little bit more difficult. So it looks like you're needing to make some choices, and I'm seeing that too with this Swords card. So around you is a situation where decisions need to be made. What's blocking you is that you're not making those decisions. And so what's around you is partnership. So your environment is a possibility for partnership, is a possibility for not just partnership between two people, but partnership between an idea and yourself, between a path, a need for a commitment, sort of like, are you going to grab this key and open this heart, which could be a little bit of a Pandora's box of a mix of pain and love, but it's divinely guided. So are you going to follow your intuition, or are you going to follow the crowd? Because your intuition can lead you to some real weird things that you wouldn't have sat down and thought, my goodness, that's a good idea. But it'll lead to really exciting new places too. So and then your to-do list, I think, has to do with the Swords. Your to-do list is one of my favorite cards in this whole deck, the Six of Swords. In fact, you have a lot of my favorite cards in this whole deck. The Six of Swords, this is leave it behind, leave the past, leave the pain behind. You're going towards sunshine here, a new land, a new sunny land. You've got this boat full of your wounded, and you're moving forward one slow, like stroke at a time. You're moving forward to this new place. You're taking your lessons with you, you're taking your wounded with you, but you're leaving this land of battle, this land where you've done a lot of battle, and you're going to move forward with that. So this is what this is saying, is like, keep going forward. You're moving away from a very painful place, and you're moving towards a new, better place where you can heal, you can care for your wounded. This is an old, wizened old man. He really understands what's important. There's some unsettled energy here. I think the currents are going to help you. You're not leaving with treasure, but you are leaving with your people, with your wounded. The wounds are still ongoing. You know what? I feel like in this reading, the one doing the paddling is actually some sort of like presence in your life, some sort of spiritual presence in your life. Normally I feel that that's you, but here I feel like you're one of these wounded in this boat, and you're being propelled forward to a new place, but you are wounded, but you're going to be taken care of. Someone's going to help you, not someone. Some energy around you is going to help move you to this new place. And I think your job is And combined with these other cards, I think your job is to sit, to relax, to allow this energy that's coming in to bring you to a new healing place. I don't think you know where that is. But I have this feeling from this card of allowing a forward motion to happen to you. And then where you're going is also one of my favorite cards in this deck. The Two of Cups. This is a divinely timed meeting of the minds, a sharing of emotion, a touching of the hearts. You're going to this very... You know, in the first part, we have just all of these solitary figures. They're very alone. They're doing a lot of internal work. They're figuring out their situations. They're figuring out how to write the situations. And all of this, we've got the Hermit and the Strength, sort of a solitary fight, a solitary battle with internal demons. And then we have, within all of this, the sunshine starts to emerge within you. And you have choices and decisions to make. And there's sort of this energy that's bringing you forward, this inevitability. I feel like these keys are going to be, you're just going to try them one by one, figure it out, you know. And then to come from that, and then we have the Lovers, so a situation where decisions need to be made, whether you're going to follow your heart, and you really need to sit with it. You really need to sit with the silence and with your true nature and really examine this, and that's your situation. And then this energy is coming along to propel you forward into this, the only card here, well, no, the Sunshine. In your heart, you have this band, this duo that's going to be singing and playing together. That's what's in your heart. You can see that. You can see that really clearly inside your heart. And then it looks like this energy is, you know, if you're following your intuition and you're really going within for the answers, then that leads you to this really beautiful connection, this card of deep, deep connection in a garden with the sunshine. And it's just such a beautiful sharing of minds and hearts. And I just really adore, especially in this deck, how it's depicted. I love it. So this looks like you have a lot of work to do inside, a lot of internal work. And I think that, you know, if you figure out what you want to keep in your life and what to get rid of and what's serving you and what's not serving you, and get your, you know, pruning shears up to snuff here, and that looks like that's also going to be a very internal process. So you have this deep internal process that's leading you to some sort of deep connection. It looks like a really beautiful journey, but difficult and a little bit lonely. So, all right, Virgo, have a wonderful week. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment, because that really helps my little baby channel grow and find other viewers that can use these messages.